Hey, what's going on, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. All right, so it's crazy. I was thinking about something and I made a video and I didn't mention it. And I did that consciously because I thought that putting that out there without having anything looming was kind of irresponsible. And I felt like I had done that before in a different situation. So I figured I wouldn't do it here. But it dawned on me that, and I said this more or less, that Kevin Durant could always use the leverage of walking away as his trump card. And I think that holds value because Joe Tsai likely does not want that to happen. The NBA, of course, likely would not want that to happen as well. Kevin Durant's too important of a player. This is an important year, obviously, with collective bargaining negotiations about to start up very soon. So, as I'm looking at the situation, I just let that thought that I had that Kevin Durant might threaten to retire slip away. And I didn't utter those words on this camera. And now there are rumors about less than an hour later after having that thought, rumors are starting to float around. Some exec or someone has floated out the idea that they believe he's going to do this. I believe he's going to do this. That's what I'm here to tell you. I've thought that it was possible he could do this. I said he shouldn't in my last video. I don't think he should do this. I think if he wants to play basketball going forward, you play it a certain way. You suit up this season and you keep your demand in place. If that's your goal, to continue to stay off this team, to get off this team, rather than you keep that trade demand in place and you suit up and you don't make a big fuss. You just play. Literally just play. And the solution is for the Nets to get a trade for him as soon as physically possible. And he'll look up, he'll be in good shape, ready to be on a new team. Rather than in holdout shape. So that's the logic there. But the thing about it is this. His leverage, again, is always to walk away. He can always just say, you know what, no, I'm good. Here's your contract. Goodbye. And to stand on principle, he may do that. Some men may. I don't know how Kevin Durant views his career, but looking at how he's behaved lately, he doesn't view it the way that we do. A lot of people do, rather, that he shouldn't have made the decision to go to the Warriors, or should ultimately stay with the Nets, or should have maybe even stayed with the OKC Thunder, rather. But he played it the way he wanted to play it. He kept himself. He stayed within control of his career. And I haven't forgotten how he handled the year the decision took place. While LeBron James was, making it a very, very, very big deal, Kevin Durant just slipped in an email. I'm going to be resigning with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And people loved him for it, respected him for it, say, see, that's how you're supposed to do it. That's loyalty. That's what it's about. Kevin Durant is the pinnacle of what it is. And then you fast forward and you see the same man make you see the same man make a decision. You know what I mean? And it's just an entirely different view. Same man, totally different situation. You just see how things have changed so much, and you look and you just imagine how he views it, having taken on the different contrasts and having gone through the process of all of that has happened. And he responds to different things, and he stands on squares, so to speak, as I like to say, that others may not. For example, coming to, I ain't gonna say attack, but more or less lashing out at people who've come to his defense, because they may have insulted a friend in the process of doing so. Telling people very, very clearly, in fact, saying it right next to the man, that I don't really like being in this man's space, LeBron James, because of the circus around him. And that's something that most would not say. Like, I've seen Kevin Durant let us know and admit to having burner accounts. And will clap back at any and everybody. I'm saying this is a person who does things differently. And so, and in such a way that, to me, it's aggressive. So if he's going to stay on brand, there's no way he's going to capitulate to what I think he perceives as disrespect. And I think he's engaging in disrespectful behavior as well in response to that. And because of it, I don't think there's any way he goes back to play for the Nets, despite my advice and many other people saying what they're saying. So if I think that, then I came to the conclusion I think he could retire. And that is now what's ultimately being alleged. So I don't know if that's true at all, but I just think it's really interesting that that's now starting to float. And if someone's making it up, they're making it up at the same time I'm starting to wonder about it. And it's just natural, too, looking at how things are coming together, because at the end of the day, you can't trade him. He is unhappy. He is asking for this and that, and it doesn't look like it's going to be taken kindly that he's done so. So the natural reaction is to trade him, and then the field is going to look like there's certain things that you can just see if you're watching the situation. It's not like I'm some guru. No, I'm just looking at everything that's out there, and I'm telling you, now, if you're Kevin Durant, you look back and say, how bad do I want to do this? Do I want to go back here and make all these guys who are yapping feel good about themselves by doing what it is that they're saying do? And if you're Kevin Durant, I don't know. You know what I mean? If I'm looking at who he is from through my eyes, the answer is no. You're not going to do that. Nah, the guy that I've been watching, nah, he ain't going to do that. What he's going to do is go against that aggressively. And the best way to do that with all the leverage that he has is to say, I'm good. Minus one of those fingers, obviously. So, I don't want him to do that. You know what I mean? That's why my tone is as it is, because I think it's a huge mistake. He's walking away when he still has a lot left in the tank, and this could be a championship year for him, regardless of where he's at. And I think there's a lot to gain from making everybody see him hoist the championship at the end of this season. And I don't think there's anything greater than that, judging by how things are going right now. So he doesn't get that opportunity if he's not winning, if he's not playing, obviously. So, it is what it is. I don't know that he can do that in Brooklyn, whatever. But the most important thing for him is to just be able to shoot the ball and play and dribble and do all the things that he does best. So to see him having to walk away from that because of the presence of all this nonsense, knowing that there's an instigating presence in the middle of it, it's a disservice to the art form that he provides to the game. And that's why I'm speaking the way that I am. That's why the tone is solemn. Because I truly do believe we may have seen the last of Kevin Durant, and that is some bull crap. And I'd love to use bad language. You may have kids around, but it is not good. It's not good, man. Presence of your business is ruining basketball as we know it, because a player this great, of this magnitude, has to walk away because of the presence of what? They're going to paint it out to be something that's going to be aligned with him being insubordinate, or probably even boil it down to something worse than that. But honestly, who cares, bro? I just want to see Kevin Durant play basketball. I don't give a damn about any of that. He still has something left in the tank, and we deserve to see it. And I don't know if the net situation can be resolved in any way. And judging by what I said in the last video, I know it. That's not going to work. You know what I believe, rather. So at this point, I don't think the Nets have I don't think they can afford to let him not play this season at all. And he's not going to play this season at all. If I'm thinking this is the case, then the only solution the Nets have is to trade him. And there are plenty of teams that are ready to give plenty for him. Now, maybe not as much as they were last week, but it's still going to be substantial and enough to satisfy the situation, I believe. So I think that's going to be the next move. I don't think there's going to be much of a KD saga much longer, because moves now have started being made. Of course, the Willie Cauley-Stein thing that I keep on yapping about, which is significant because it did in fact take place. Something took place, which is the initiation of the market shifting in ever so slightly. So hopefully that will now get guys to start doing other things, and I think maybe we'll see something of some sort in response to that small move. It may not be this move, but something else is going to happen. So look for Colin Sexton to possibly do something. Maybe he's waiting for KD move as well. I think everybody is, but yeah, all in all, hopefully we'll see something good happen eventually, because guys are starting to get pressure from on high, I'd imagine. Once people start talking about threatening retirement and all of that. And see, again, the presence of the instigating entity is now back. Everybody's back from their hiatus, and they're fired up, and they're talking about everything they've been thinking about while watching what's been going on. So as that starts to settle, we'll start seeing opinions shift from behind the scenes, because that's just how that works. And so, yeah, things will happen. Maybe not today, but I do think something could start shaking loose now that all of this is in place, with Kevin Durant possibly talking about retirement, possibly. So yeah, one way or another, that information is out there for a reason, whether it came from someone on his side or someone opposing him or someone random, maybe just a random troll. But the point is, it's out there. And because it's out there now, it will be reacted to and spoken about. So that will do something somehow. It always does. These things aren't harmless, unfortunately, unless debunked as trolling immediately. So we'll see. Hopefully he comes out and says that this isn't true, that he's not retiring or thinking about retirement. But I don't expect that tweet to come. I really don't. BDO44, I thank you all for watching.